I'm going to show you a really simple look today. It's just kind of a purple smoky eye. It's to help brown eyes kind of pop a little bit more. I've been getting over a cold, so my eyes are just a tad bit red on the inside, just from allergies. So, you know, normally I think they would pop a little bit better, but if you have like, you know, brown eyes or green eyes or blue eyes, this you can wear the same look. It's not for any particular eye color. A little goes a long way with this because if you do too much purple, it can look kind of gaudy. I've really softened the inside of this part right here and just kind of blended it in with like a white. I've used a silver. It's kind of hard to see with this webcam, but I've used like a silver for the lid color, and I've kind of worked it up over the crease just a little bit to get a kind of a softer look. And then I've done like a deep plum purple just on the outer corner, and I've worked it in. And I'll just show you what I've done so far. I use a white eyeshadow base when I first start all over my lid. I've already sort of applied it to the other eyes, you know, so far. So just, you can use whatever. I use Urban Decay Primer Potion. I've used them all, and I'm fond of the purple bottle. Nothing is a whole lot different between them all, but it's a personal preference. But today I'm going to use the NYX eyeshadow base. Give you a closer look there. And I'm using it, there's no name for it. Usually NYX carries like a name for their things, like their sticks they have. They come in cottage cheese and milk and all that. But this is ESB01, and I've purchased this from Ulta. But it's basically to keep the eyeshadow color longer. It keeps it from creasing. Now, it's not going to last as long as the Primer Potion from Urban Decay. I love that stuff. That stuff is like glue. It will keep your eyeshadow on till like the next morning. This stuff is going to rub off. It's pretty, it's good if you're just going to do a simple everyday kind of thing. I don't use the good stuff for everyday. I'll use it for like if I go out and I really want my color to stay on. I'll use the Primer Potion for that. But I'm just going to use the NYX eyeshadow base today. And I've already pretty much primed my eyes. You're just going to get like a small working brush, maybe about that big, just teeny tiny. And you're just going to open it up and you're going to dab it in there. And you're just going to apply it to the lid and up to the brow bone. And you can just work it. And you don't have to worry about getting too terribly much. If you do, then you can pat it with your finger. You can even use your ring finger for this. You don't have to even use a brush. Just as a makeup artist, I just tend to really use brushes a lot. But if you want it to look a little bit softer, you can use your finger. And I'm going to be using a combination of products, beauty cosmetics today, because I don't really stick to one particular kind unless I'm going to be sponsored by them. So I just kind of use what I have, and you can use alternatives. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to start out with the silver on the lid, and I'm going to use my Coastal Scents Ultra Shimmer palette that I got. And it just comes with a variety of colors, and they're really cool. I don't know if you can see them all. I love this palette because it comes with so many different shades of browns, pinks, purples, greens, blues, yellows, golds. I just love it, and so I can use it whenever pretty much. And I'm just going to take like a simple lid brush, and this is a little bit different than the one that we had just used to apply the NYX. This is the one that we used to apply the NYX. Sorry, it's just a little bit dirty. And this is the one I'm going to use to apply my lid. It's a bit taller, and it goes up more into an angle. I don't know if you can see that, but it goes up more into an angle, and you're just going to use this one for the all over lid color. And I'm going to start out using the third color. If you have the same palette, it's like the third silver color. Sorry, like I said, I'm new to this. This color right here, the third one, and I'm just going to use it and apply it to my lid. And I know it's a little bit difficult to see, but like I said, bear with me. As soon as I find a good webcam thing that I like, I will kind of be able to show you better quality resolution and whatnot. This is just kind of a starter thing. Okay. And in a patting motion, you can pat it. It's better to pat because to me it keeps the shadow on. It gives it more of a bold look. But I'm working it over my crease. And the thing is, I have a huge like space between my eyelid and my eyebrow. I color in my eyebrows, obviously. No one's born with eyebrows that, I guess, shaped. And maybe they do, but not me. So I worked it basically outside of the crease up here. And that just basically makes my eye look more wide open. It's not limiting the space that I'm using. Everybody's eye shape is different, so you can do whatever works best for your eye. This is just what works best for mine. I'm going to use a dome brush now. This is my Coastal Scents dome brush. I love Coastal Scents products. They're very inexpensive, and you can get the same look with the quality brushes. So this is a nice dome brush that I have. This is the smaller of the two that I have, and it's called a dome brush because it goes up towards, like, it goes upwards and at an angle, so it looks more like a dome, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to take, for my Coastal Scents palette, this real dark plum purple here. And I really, really like that color a lot because it goes on pretty bold, so you have to be really careful with how you apply it. But I'm going to pat it on the outer corner of my eye. And I'm going to kind of work it in. Like so. And this takes a little bit of practice because you're not going to really know how to blend it the first time around. It's all trial and error, so just be patient with yourself because it's going to take you a few tries, a few different eye looks to really accomplish the look that you're going for. And everybody's technique is so different. And I only work it towards like the middle of my eye. I don't really go much further than that because I am going to be using other colors, and I really want this one just to be like the bolder color of the others. So I don't really want to overpower my entire lid with that dark color. Now I'm going to take my larger of the dome brushes, and I'm gonna blend this up a little bit, but I'm just gonna like smudge it so it has a softer look. It kind of has a harsh line to it, so I'm just gonna blend it, and I'm gonna blend it upwards a little bit. Now, if you have smaller eyes, I would suggest maybe not doing the silver quite so high. I would do it probably to the crease and then working this darker color towards, you know, the crease part. But like I said, I have a wide space to work with, so I'm just gonna work it up. Now, so I'm gonna kind of clean off my brush, that same larger dome brush, and I'm just gonna clean it off. And now I'm going to use the softer of the colors. You can really use any of these colors, but I prefer to use just this basic purple right here. And I'm sorry, I thought you could see that, but this is the purple, so it's that one right there. And I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to swipe it over that. And it's going to look pretty bold at first. So you don't need a whole lot because it is going to go on pretty harshly. I'm going to wipe off that brush because I think I got maybe just a little bit too much. And I'm going to blend the top part so that it's soft. So we're going to take our smaller dome brush and that same purple right here. And we're just going to dab it like one time on the palette, just enough to barely get any on. Okay, and this is the harder part because this is basically trying to make sure they're even. And a lot of times you can be a little bit off, and that's okay too. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just enough to where we're able to really get that dramatic look. So you're just going to pat. and you're going to blend it in. So I've started to use, I went to Dots actually, and they have a really good palette that you can get with, you know, it's got like blushes and powder and all sorts of eyeshadow colors, and that's also what I used for the matte white, because these are flat colors. Some of them have a bit of a shimmer, but this is basically what I've used. And I know it's really, really dirty, so please forgive me, but this is basically the palette that I've used. And you can kind of see I've dug into this white one over here because that's what I've been using for my matte colors. And so they have a really pretty purple, and it's like a pink purple. It's like a, I guess like a pale purple. And it's this one right here where my finger is. And it's really, really pretty. And I basically dust that in the corner using a really thick brush. It's this one right here. And it's just really super fluffy. And this is going to create a little bit of a softer effect because the brush is bigger. So I just barely dab that, and I sweep it across the inside part of my eye to kind of give it just a little bit more depth. And I work it pretty much close to the inside, this inside part between the bridge of my nose and my top lid. And it just makes it real soft. And if you find that maybe like your shadows are not quite even, I do have an even bigger brush for that, and that's this one right here. There's a difference between the small one and the large one. Clearly, this one is larger, so I can just show you those really quick. I like this one mostly for blending just because it's smaller. I like this one to kind of wipe over my eye just to kind of mix those colors pretty well. So if you find that maybe one eye is just a little bit bolder than the other, then you can kind of dust that across with nothing on it and just kind of smooth out some of that color. I'd say that's pretty close to being even at this point. You can pretty much work it any way you want to, but I'm going to take that white and I'm going to kind of go around like this part right here just to soften it. And that really just adds a little bit of a highlight to the outside of your cheekbones as well. Now, for eyeliner, you can do a little bit of something different if you want to. I really enjoy using an eyeliner brush. This is what mine looks like. It's kind of a bent brush. My theory on why it's bent is basically for the eyelashes, so that the eyelashes, excuse me, don't brush against the metal part and ruin like your motion. So that's my theory. I could be wrong, but it works for me. Basically, I just use, you can use a gel liner, you can use like a eggplant color, which would be really gorgeous. Unfortunately, I don't have an eggplant color that I'm getting just yet. So what I like to use is just a little bit of water, and I like to coat my brush with water. And then I'll go through with this color right here in the Coastal Scents palette. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Right here. And I'll kind of just line my eye, the top lid. And this is a tricky part because you really don't have to do it too dramatic. Basically, I use it up until a certain point. I only go maybe, with this color, I'm only going to go like a third into my eye, like the third part. So I stretch my lid, and I basically go back and forth. Just like that. So now for my blending brush, I am going to use there's a blending brush. It's more of a small dome brush. So I've used basically 3 dome brushes within this look. This is the small one from Coastal Scents. And this is the large one from Coastal Scents. And then this one is just a random brush that I had bought from the store because this pretty much is going to do whatever I need it to do, regardless of what it's made from, in my opinion. This is the teeny tiny dome brush. And it's really good for eyeliner, for if you want to use like a shadow for the eyeliner. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that same color that I've used for the top lid, and I'm going to kind of work it underneath. And you can make it, you know, more prominent or whatever like you want. You don't have to do it like I do. But I'm just going to take it and I'm going to work it on the outside of the corner so that it's running in with my others on the top. And I'm going to do the same thing because it's kind of rubbed off just a little bit on this eye. I do the open mouth thing, I think most girls do, but it's a habit. Just like that. Now, I really wish I could show you, like, how purple it is. I think you can kind of tell. But after that's all done and over with, if you want to add, like, a black to go underneath, just a really thin black line to go through here, you can. It's going to give it a little bit more of a smoky eye. It's going to make them pop just a little bit more. You can do that. I'm not going to do that today just because I don't need to. But now I'm going to apply my mascara to finish off kind of the look. And I like to use the Colossal Volume Express by Maybelline. I really love this. I love the brush. The brush is really nice and bristled. It's a huge brush. It looks like that. And it's just really, it's got a lot of spaces so that it flares the eyelashes. But I love it. And it seems to give me quite a bit of volume. My lashes are teeny tiny and thin, and they really don't have much to them. So this kind of helps lift and separate and lengthen them just a little bit more than they would, you know, if they were just bare. That's basically my completed look. Now I'm wearing a blush, and you really can't tell too much, but the blush I'm wearing, one second, is this Extreme Wear by Ulta. And I bought it in Berry Glow. I just take my blush brush that I have, this one, just a regular old blush brush, and I pat it in a few times, enough to get some on the edge of the brush. And I suck in my cheeks because I want to accentuate my cheekbones. So I just do that. And I don't want to be too clown-like, so I'm not going to add a whole lot. And again, if the camera was really good, it would catch all that. So you can kind of follow where I'm getting to. And then I like to do like a highlight, like a real pretty shimmer right through here. And I've kind of already done that, so I'm not really going to redo that much because I don't want it to look like a disco ball. So I love to use, you can find your Mary Kay representative. There's a girl I work with that sells Mary Kay, and I love Mary Kay products. I especially love their mineral highlighting powders. She suggested this one for me, and it was the Pink Stardust. It's a little bit dirty, and it's broken. So a little goes a long way with this stuff. You don't really have to use a whole lot, but it's going to give it, like, not necessarily a pearlescent look to it, but it's going to give you like a pinky white shimmer color to your cheeks. And it's going to, if you use it just a little bit under your eye, it's going to make you look a little bit more awake. So I'm just going to take a little bit and work it to the outside on the top parts of my cheek, underneath where the jawline is. You can use a little on your nose and a little on your forehead, kind of like you would blush. You can use, when you go dark with your eyes, you really, really, really want to do like a light lip stain or a light gloss or just a light color in general. You don't want anything too heavy because it's going to make you look like a clown. You can't wear red lipstick with this look and it look pretty evened out. Most of the time, you know, you take chances and some things look really good. So, I mean, whatever your skin tone is, just stick with a light gloss. You know, if you like the reds, maybe do a pink. You know, just something not so dramatic. I use different lip glosses I come across. I've used some from Victoria's Secret, some from Ulta, some from Urban Decay, some from, I especially love, what is that, Midnight Cowboy from Urban Decay. I really, really, really love that lip gloss. You can use any old regular lipstick. I'm just going to pat it on. It's kind of a nude lip color. You know, you don't want to, like I said, you don't want to go anything too dark, too heavy. So it's kind of a simple look. You know, you can wear it if you're going out with friends, if you're going bowling, if you're doing whatever. I mean, you can really use it for just any kind of activity if you're going out. So I hope you really like that one because I really do, and I'm going to try to cut down these videos just a little bit more. So thank you for watching my first video, and I really hope that you learned something, and I look forward to making more for you. So thank you so much for your support.
Oh, make me over.